Meanwhile, in Edmonton, Global News presents the Canadian Gymnastics Championships. Be a part of something extraordinary from June 1st to 4th. Superhuman feats of strength and athleticism in men's artistic, women's artistic, and trampoline. Get your tickets at 2016gymnasticschampionships.ca today.
Hi everyone, it's Carol Ann and Gord here from Global Edmonton.
Hey, and welcome to the 2016 Canadian Gymnastics Championships.
To the athletes, the parents, and the coaches and fans cheering you on, you rock. We know you're going to have a fantastic weekend.
Global Edmonton is proud to support you and to recognize all of your hard work.
Now, we also want to thank you for supporting our work. When you head home tonight, make sure to watch Global News for all your highlights from today.
Have fun today, give it all you have, and good luck from all of us here at Global Edmonton.
Meanwhile, in Edmonton, Global News presents the Canadian Gymnastics Championships. Be a part of something extraordinary from June 1st to 4. Superhuman feats of strength and athleticism in men's artistic, women's artistic, and trampoline. Get your tickets at 2016gymnasticschampionships.ca today.
Hi everyone, it's Carol Ann and Gord here from Global Edmonton.
Hey, and welcome to the 2016 Canadian Gymnastics Championships.
To the athletes, the parents, and the coaches and fans cheering you on, you rock. We know you're going to have a fantastic weekend.
Global Edmonton is proud to support you and to recognize all of your hard work.
Now, we also want to thank you for supporting our work. When you head home tonight, make sure to watch Global News for all your highlights from today.
Have fun today, give it all you have, and good luck from all of us here at Global Edmonton.
Meanwhile, in Edmonton, Global News presents the Canadian Gymnastics Championships. Be a part of something extraordinary from June 1st to 4. Superhuman feats of strength and athleticism in men's artistic, women's artistic, and trampoline. Get your tickets at 2016gymnasticschampionships.ca today.
Hi everyone, it's Carol Ann and Gord here from Global Edmonton.
Hey, and welcome to the 2016 Canadian Gymnastics Championships.
To the athletes, the parents, and the coaches and fans cheering you on, you rock. We know you're going to have a fantastic weekend.
Global Edmonton is proud to support you and to recognize all of your hard work.
Now, we also want to thank you for supporting our work. When you head home tonight, make sure to watch Global News for all your highlights from today.
Have fun today, give it all you have, and good luck from all of us here at Global Edmonton.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our coverage of the 2016 Global News Canadian Championships. We are broadcasting here live from the University Pavilion, also known as the Butterdome, in the heart of the University of Alberta campus in beautiful Edmonton, Alberta. Over 700 athletes are competing here this week from 10 Canadian provinces, and there is a total of 4 days of competition. At stake, the title of the Canadian champion. This building is buzzing tonight. There is tons of energy. So many competitions going on. The men's senior all-around finals for the men, and for the trampoline we have the senior finals for men and women. But our focus tonight is going to be on the senior women's competition. We also have the junior women competing as well. But we are going to be following the senior women because this is a critical step for these young ladies in their quest to make the Canadian Olympic team. So here's what's at stake. 8 of these women are going to earn their spot to the final Olympic trials in Gatineau, which are going to be held at the end of June, June 27th and the 29th. And those 8 are going to be named based on their all-around placing, and 4 others have an opportunity to be invited for a total of 12 based on a special selection for what they can potentially contribute to the team. Ultimately, there's going to be 5 women who will have the opportunity to represent Canada at this summer's Olympic Games. This is one of the final stops, one of those final steps in the road to Rio. For those of you who are on this live stream with the commentary, there is also all of the other meets going along, and you can follow those live streams. They won't have commentary, but on Sport Canada TV or gymcan.tv, you can click through and follow your favorite athletes throughout the night. We're also going to be trying our best to show Rosie McLennan and Jason Burnett, our trampolinists, and tomorrow we're going to be focusing on the men's apparatus finals competition for the seniors. We're going to do our best tonight to provide some live scoring updates. But if we don't get to those scores, you can follow along. Go to gymcan.org, or I posted a link on Twitter. My Twitter handle is @KyleShew, KYLESHEW, and there's a bit.ly link that you can follow along with this scoring. Tonight, if you're going to be joining that conversation on Twitter, please use the hashtag GymCanadianChamps. That's GYMCDNCHAMPS to be a part of the conversation. We have many sponsors to thank this evening, and we will do so throughout the evening. Here's how it's going to work. We're going to be mainly focusing on this top group from qualification. The top 8 women in the all-around from qualification have moved, and they will be starting on balance beam. The reason they're going to be starting on balance beam is because at the Olympic Games, that's the event that Team Canada has drawn. Team Canada will be starting on balance beam in the 5th of 5 subdivisions for the ladies. A very good draw for the Canadian women. They're happy about it. Somebody's got to start on beam, right? So we're going to be following along closely with the beam competition as they are continuing to warm up there. And we're going to try to get as many athletes from our floor rotation in as well. The warm-up period is almost over. And while we're waiting for the competition to get underway, a big shout out to our title sponsor, Global News, who have come on board as that title sponsor, 2016 Global News Canadian Championships. We also have some gold level sponsors we'd like to thank throughout the night: Classic Landscapes, Ellerslie Gift and Garden, Canadian Tree Care, Advantage Vinyl Fencing, Events Edmonton, Graham Construction, Active Physio Works, Rico, and All Star Industries. Our first competitor here on women's balance beam is Madison Kopiak. Oh, what a shame. She has a great opportunity to be a part. She is right in this mix for the Canadian women's selection, but the key events for her are balance beam and uneven bars. And with a fall like that, that is not going to help her cause. Madison is usually very consistent, very stable, very calm. Just the dismount left, a gainer to a full twist. In order for her to really turn some heads, she needed to nail that balance beam routine. She's doing quite well in the system of selection. This Canadian Championships does play a critical role. There's also a point system that's going to help these ladies earn their spot on the team. And these Canadian Championships, they get to count their best score from the 2 days towards that points on each of the apparatus. So Madison kind of gets to scratch that score from today because she had the fall. She really nailed her beam routine the other day. We're getting a look here at Brittany Rogers, a 2012 Olympian, a vault finalist at those Olympic Games. And Brittany is a woman on a mission. Attending the University of Georgia, she had her last year of competitive eligibility this year. Ended things off with an NCAA title, tying with Bridget Sloan on the uneven bars. And balance beam is not her pet event, not her favorite event, but a place where she is greatly improved, competing week in, week out on that NCAA circuit has allowed Brittany the opportunity to gain some really strong consistency and mental focus. And she's looked fantastic here at the Canadian Championships. Third in the all-around after day one. Generally known for her amazing vaults and uneven bars, her huge contributions to the team there. After those 2012 Olympic Games in London, Brittany went off to university to Georgia and didn't really have a plan to come back to the elite scene. But after a couple of years away from the international gymnastics scene and representing Team Canada, she had this little voice inside her head, a whisper saying, there's something still there. I still have it in me and I want a new challenge. So she's been one of the very few athletes in this world who's been able to balance the stresses of the NCAA season along with competing on the international scene. And this year, not only did she become the NCAA bars champion, but she went near the end of the season to the Pacific Rim Championships in Everett, Washington, and placed second with her team and second on vault and third on uneven bars. And now she mounts the beam. The key for Brittany is to get things started solidly. She gains momentum throughout the routine. Nice skill right there. That's called an Arabian. I've been so impressed with Brittany's attitude and her maturity. She is solid as a rock. Good fight. On the 1.5 turn with the leg up. A quintessential skill for her, the full twisting back handspring. She's been doing that since she was basically 10 years old. I love to see the grit and the fight. She hasn't always shown that, but she seems to be a real seasoned veteran, very hungry for success and to be a part of this Canadian Olympic team for the second time. A relatively simple dismount, one back handspring into a 1.5 twist, but that is a hit routine. And she'll take it. A good start off for Brittany Rogers. Coached at the Calgary Gymnastics Center by Jana Ball and David Kenwright, as well as head coach of the Georgia Gym Dogs, Dana Durante. Getting a first look here at Victoria Wu. Spraying a little water on the balance beam, making it a little grippy. Now Victoria has been an outstanding contributor to the Canadian process and program over the past few years. She has competed at the Commonwealth Games in 2014 as well as the World Championships. But her most outstanding year, I think, was 2015, where at the Pan Am Games, she contributed to a second place team result. She also was third place on the balance beam. She's been groomed to be the table setter and to be that lead-off athlete, the one that you can count on, that you can trust to be stable and to hit, to get things started off for the team. And she had some problems in day one of this competition on the floor exercise, but day one, although it does count towards that Olympic selection, if you have a better day on day one, here today, it's new life, new rules. This is the senior finals. The top 16 athletes in the all-around have moved forward from day one, which was on Wednesday, to this evening, Friday night.
All of them.
Victoria scored a 13.65 in the qualification. And that's about the range that she usually scores in with a good routine. Looking to push up to those 14s. Younger sister Rose Wu is also here as a competitor in a different group, starting on the floor exercise. Also in contention for that Olympic team. I would say her greatest strengths are her consistency. She's not the flashy gymnast. She's not doing the biggest of skills, but she's the one that continually hits that you can count on. She has a beautiful presence on all of the apparatus, chin held high, has a great balletic style to her, and her first big test coming up here. It's a back handspring into a layout. You see her taking big, deep breaths. There's a lot of pressure here at this event. Has to grab the balance beam, a very big deduction. Not her day. She's looking nervous. She's shaky in her legs. She needs to press into the balance beam and get stabilized. There we go, back on. Switch half. Would have liked to see more 180 degrees of split. Getting set up for the dismount. Should be a 2.5 twist. Slight direction problem on the landing. She'll be disappointed with that. This was one of those events for Victoria where she, again, like Madison Kopiak, she needed to hit. This is where the team is counting on her. She's a key player on balance beam. And when you don't hit at the national championships, it does put a question mark in the mind of national director Dave Brubaker, who's watching all of these routines, videoing all of them as well, and watching them over and over. Next up on balance beam, Megan Roberts. This is her first year as a senior. Trains at North York Gymnastics. Wrong. East York Gymnastics, I apologize. Coached by Lawson Hammer and Lisa Cohen. And she is just 15 years old. This is her first year as a senior. Last year, two of our other first-year seniors, Shalyn Olsen and Rose Wu, decided to go up to the senior level, but Megan and her coaches made a decision to stay back in the junior level to gain some more competition experience, and it seemed to have paid off. She has grown like a weed over the past year, really has grown into a woman. She's maturing and has probably put on a foot onto her height, but it's added a lot of elegance to her gymnastics, made her lines a lot more elegant. For this Canadian program, she is a true all-arounder, someone who can contribute on all 4 events. Starts things off with a very solid back handspring, 2-back layout. Front aerial through to this side. Sami wanted to connect those two skills, but made a smart veteran decision. Nice, switch half. Switch quarter, sorry. Great height and amplitude on all of her skills.
Warm up. For competition. Jumping from Alberta, Erin Templeton.
This is what I would call a stock routine. Doesn't have anything flashy, nothing that makes you go wow. None of those backflips with full twists or the standing Arabians, but it's a solid, consistent routine. Great height on that double tuck dismount. Coach Lisa's happy. High tens. She did herself some favors there.
Tumbling. Senior women tumbling.
While we wait, I'll give you an update on a few scores here. Just pulled them up on my iPad. We have Madison Kopiec scored a 13.0. Brittany Rogers, 13.475. And Victoria Wu, an 11.925. So that's going to be something she'll want to erase as she moves on to her next event. We're going to look here at the next group who are warming up for balance beam. They've divided these groups of two. Maybe we can head to floor exercise while this next group does their warm-up. This is Sabrina Gill, representing Manjax Gymnastics.
Come on, Sib. Gymnastique masculine, rotation.
Sabrina Gill from Manjax Gymnastics,
Rotation.
with perhaps the highest bun I have ever seen, besides the rhythmic gymnast.
Cinquième appareil.
She's not one to show emotion, but did struggle on her floor routine in the day one.
Now you can feel one.
Another score for you, Megan Roberts, 13.675. So as of right now, she has the highest score on balance beam. As we head back to balance beam, we have Kirsten Peterman. Trains out of Revolution Gymnastics with Aaron and Angela Brokenshire.
Now Jordan Subrin.
She made a real strong statement on the first day on balance beam. Looks very confident and solid. She has signed with the University of Maryland, and she'll be going there in fall of 2016. Right around the corner. Ah, nice. 2.5. Wolf turn. Great height and amplitude on the front aerial. Oh, good fight. I love when the gymnasts bend their knees and dig in. You can see there's a lot of fight there. Big series here, back handspring, layout. Oh, was supposed to do another layout. Made a quick decision. foot was right on the side of the beam. Good fight. What I find most impressive about her is that when she's on, she's on. There's no second guessing. Big dismount planned. Solid double pike. Hands together, she's happy with that. Although she had to make a critical adjustment in the middle of the routine without doing the 2 layouts, she made a smart decision and stayed on. The University of Maryland is going to be happy to have her. All right, folks, well, when we wait for the next routine on women's balance beam to come, we're going to head over to trampoline, where we get to see our 2012 Olympic champion, Rosie McLennan. She's been warming up a very difficult routine with 3 triple flips, one of the only women in the world to be performing that, something she wants to do at the 2016 Rio Olympic Games. And another thing she wants to do there is defend her Olympic title. Here we go. 1 triffus, 2, and 3. Oh, excellent height. Working well. Rosie bounces 2 feet higher than anybody else in this final. Some travel there, but pulls it back into the middle. What a veteran. That was a rock star routine. If Rosie McLennan performs that at the Olympic Games, she will be back up on the podium. Tumbling back over to the balance beam here, we have Megan Chant, represents world-class gymnastics, coached by Gabby Tanteru, and world champion herself, Christina Bontash, who was part of the Romanian team in 1991. She won a world title. And in 1992 at the Olympic Games, she won an Olympic medal as well as part of Team Romania. Now, Megan has been struggling with some injuries, was not a part of the 2015 World Championship team due to a foot injury, which kept her out of those worlds. She looks strong and fit here. And she has a very exciting opportunity that lies ahead. She's going to become a Florida Gator in 2016. Nearly every one of these women is going to head to the NCAA after their gymnastic careers are done on the elite scene, and perhaps they'll follow in Brittany Rogers' footsteps and make their way back to the elite scene. Now, Megan Chant is sitting in 7th after day 1. And the key events for her are vault, floor exercise, and balance beam. And we've seen in the past, she has struggled on balance beam with her confidence. She second guesses herself, so today she'll hope for a lot more solid of a performance. First big test, full turn with the leg up. Getting set up for her acrobatic series, a back handspring to a layout. Oh, very floaty. She is such a powerhouse. Can tumble through the rafters. Oh, she's worked hard to improve her flexibility and her execution on those leaps. She's trying to save every 10th possible. See the judges in the background with those pens in their hands. They are looking for deductions, and she's not giving many of them. Excellent routine by Megan Chant. Update you on a score here. 13.425 by Kirsten Peterman. Now, I think it's safe to say that there's
Brad Earl from Alberta.
3 individuals who have made a very strong case for their candidacy for this 2016 Rio Olympic team. And one of those individuals is Ellie Black. The other 2 would be Isabella Anishko and Brittany Rogers. But Ellie Black is Canadian gymnastics right now. She became a star. Her light shone so bright at the Pan Am Games in 2015. Her name became a household name in Canada. She has a lot of pressure and expectation on her shoulders, but she is a very confident competitor, very stable-minded, and she's hungry for success. Of course, a finalist at the past 2 World Championships, 2014 and 2015, on the balance beam. She's really in the upper echelon of balance beam workers. And she's got a different style. She's got a very powerful, a very attack style to her gymnastics.
Why she didn't win?
This is always the hardest part, waiting for the judges to signal that it's time for you to go. This is great practice for Ellie. She's going to be in this position very shortly at those Rio Olympic Games.
Du Québec, Karine Dufour. From Alberta, Arden, no.
Ellie has
From Ontario,
two
Sarah Wheatley.
key sequences in this balance beam routine,
From British Columbia,
2 key acrobatic series.
and from Ontario, Jordan Miller-Burkle.
She was solid on night 1. She has the potential to score upwards of the mid-15s. There we go. Has been missing that in recent competitions, but today gets the nice connection. Double turn to full turn. Right here, a nice acrobatic series. The front pike, pulls herself right in. Gets that arm up.
Sam Ito.
Big acrobatic series here. It's a back handspring layout. Watch those hips, keeping them open.
That's key again, huh?
Now there's one more key acrobatic series. It's a back handspring to a back full. She has fallen on it at the World Championship final. Here it comes. Solid. Small hop, a slight balance check, but she is on.
Representing Alberta, Keegan.
All these little waivers are things she's looking to eliminate in the process towards
On men's floor,
Rio.
Sam Ito.
If she wants to final and potential for a podium there, she needs to be absolutely solid. There is no room for error. Just the dismount left. 2.5 twists, slightly straight-legged on that landing. She's got a bucket full of tricks, and she has another hit beam routine in the bag. Good way to start the night.
Look at that. On the cross, all the way on the cross. Pan American champion 2 times.
Moving over to the floor, this is Rose Wu.
Awesome.
Just like Megan Roberts, she's grown significantly over the past year.
Who's the next girl?
Nice opening pass, the Arabian double front.
Elodie Siran. Okay, I recognize her. Yeah. Au sol, du Québec. Elodie Siran.
Solid triple twist. Rose has been struggling with some back pain. Had a herniated disc. Had to take 3 months off of training this past summer.
Is he there?
So trying to regain her form and her shape.
Is that it? Can I see now again?
Oh. Oh, what a shame. Double back, not enough juice.
346. Damien Cassia.
I think since her back has been injured, she just hasn't been able to regain her conditioning and her form. Heading back over to balance beam, and remember this name, folks, Isabella Anishko, someone who is in the lead after the day one. Although it is new life, she set a standard. She made all eyes open a lot wider at the Elite Canada competition this year, where she added a double twisting Yurchenko on vault, and on balance beam she added back handspring to back full. She is someone that is on a mission. And balance beam is one of her fortes. I think if everything goes right and according to plan, she'll be in Rio as part of Team Canada, and she's got a big difficulty value on this balance beam routine. She has the potential to final there, and it's because of skills and sequences like this. 2 back handsprings to the layout. Love how stretched her hips are on the way down. She has worked very hard on improving her consistency and improving her execution. And you can tell the subtle details of her routine are really starting to come together. She's becoming more and more the total package with each competition that we see her at. Here's that big test, the back handspring to full. No problems today. Did fall on that in day one. There's a quality to her work. I like to call it the international quality. She has a great presence. Amazing flexibility. And overall, very difficult set of routines. So far, this routine has been superb. And just the dismount left, there's 2 back handsprings through to the double tuck. That is someone who wants to win her first national title. Coach Lori Henderson and Joe Stouffer at the Brandon Eagles Gymnastics Club are so proud of this young lady. Cannot commend her enough for her work ethic. She's looking like she's gonna build to a peak at those Olympic Games. She just keeps getting better and better day by day. We've got a few beam scores to update you on here. Megan Chant scored a 13.7. Ellie Black was at 14.4 with the 6.4 difficulty value. Day one, she scored 14.7. And Isabella Anishko starting things off on all 4 cylinders. She scored a 14.0 in day one. Today it's going to be a whole full point higher than that. Oh, here we have on floor exercise, Shallon Olsen. Opens things up with a double twisting double back.
Jason's next.
Now Shallon is starting on floor exercise because she was in 9th place all around after day one. Had some trouble on the uneven bars and on balance beam. But if she's to make a run for this Olympic team, floor exercise and vault are her key areas that she needs to focus on. Excellent, full twisting double pike. She has such a keen air awareness and really hidden power. She doesn't run into her tumbling passes very fast. She kind of saunters into them, but then that round of backspring, she really generates a lot of power. Coach Svetlana Lashina. Challen has made a really strong case for herself at this Canadian Championships, and throughout the year she's had wonderful success at the Pac Rim Championships. And she's being looked at as someone who is a specialist, someone that's going to contribute on floor and vault. She has the potential to make a final on the vault at the Olympic level, has two very strong vaults. Getting a great view here of the University Pavilion. There is a lot of action happening here. We have the women's competition happening on the right, the trampoline in dead center, and then on the left we have the men's all-around and event finals qualification. And again, we will be bringing you the men's competition tomorrow with live commentary. And that'll be happening at 2 p.m. Mountain, 4 p.m. Eastern. While we have this opportunity between rotations, let's take a moment to thank our silver level sponsors. We have Synergy EMS, Minuteman Press, Nate, Manderley Turf Products, and the City of Edmonton. Our bronze level sponsors here at the Canadian Championships are Cineplex, Alpine Press, BMO, GoLogo.ca, Kia West Edmonton, ERS/Frack Shack, and Pinnacle and Tylene. Lots of people, lots of companies contributing to these championships. It's a big undertaking. Again, 700 athletes will be competing here over the course of 4 days. As the women march to their next rotation, we'll take a quick break and we'll be back with you as we follow our top contenders to the floor and to the vault.
Would you rather this chair?
Attention, gymnastique masculine, rotation, men's artistic gymnastics. And put your hands together one more time for your trampolinists.
Women's level 5 trampoline ready to marshal in.
Please and welcome your trampolinists. Level 5 trampoline. Accueillez s'il vous plaît vos trampolinistes dans le niveau 5. Novice. Kevin Litwin, maybe also? Kevin Litwin, maybe? No? He's not competing? No? Vos finalistes sont, your finalists are from Ontario, Claire Stafford. From British Columbia, Jordan McDonald. From Alberta, Abby McKay. From Ontario, Claire Zeltner. Du Québec, Lily Claire Major Varano. Du Québec, Laurie Chartrand. From Ontario, Maddie Megan. From Ontario, Jensen Celentano. From Alberta, Alexandra Forrest. And from Ontario, Sophia Moise. Échauffement specific warm-up. Small level 5, that's the big show.
Warm-up is over and we are heading to the floor exercise. Chalking up her hands, we have Victoria Wu. going to her favorite event, floor exercise.
Give me number 3, please. And kill number 2. Thank you. Maybe we're gonna start the double mini. Keep it alive.
Getting those legs warmed up, making sure they're ready to rock and roll.
First on double mini trampoline, representing Alberta, Haley McKay. No, they're not ready. On women's floor, representing Quebec, Victoria Cayenne Wu. Who is he? Au sol masculin, William Black. Start yet. We didn't start yet competition. So we were not ready on the tumbling on double mini. Let me have a competition's first competitor from Alberta, Haley McKay.
Everything's been solid to this point. Just that final tumbling pass, 2.5 twist, directional problem. She's got great presence on the floor exercise. Doing her visualizations, we have Megan Roberts. She's committed to the University of Georgia for 2018. So because this is her first year as a senior, she has a lot of time left. Even if she doesn't make that Olympic team, although she does have a great shot, she can be a leader for that next generation for the 2017 World Championships, which are going to be held in Montreal, Canada. You're all invited to come for the party. And she's said that if she doesn't make it this time to Rio, she will consider chasing her Olympic dream in 2020 in Tokyo.
Now in double mini trampoline from Alberta, Ardan Noel.
Megan is one of those bubble athletes for the Olympic team. She's one of those individuals who is an all-arounder, can contribute on all events, but doesn't necessarily have one event where she's standing out and saying, you must put me on the team for this event. But as everything rolls out, she could gain enough points based on her great successes, her good results, and also they may need or want to take an all-around athlete, someone that can jump in at any time, any place, anywhere. Watch this first pass. It is sky high. Out of bounds on a big fall on the Arabian double front pike. Full twisting double pike. Showing off to the judges. Very, very confident young lady. She's fun to watch perform. So many athletes look down at the floor when they're doing their routine. They're so focused and concentrated, and she has the confidence to be able to look at the judges and to be able to really show it off. That first tumbling past the Arabian double front pike, she was probably 2 feet higher than I've ever seen her. I don't think she quite knew where she was on the landing. Landed with a bit of straight legs, in fact, and bounced herself out of bounds. We're going to head over to vault now. This is Sabrina Gill, and represents Manjax Gymnastics. Yurchenko 1.5. Doesn't get much better than that. Just a small step over to the side. Marjorie Bastien. Yurchenko layout full. Pretty easy vault by today's standards. And we have Rose Wu. Obviously, this is not in real time. We're catching up. That Yurchenko layout full. She used to perform the double twist when she was a junior, but that back injury has not allowed her the training time. As the judges deliberate the score for Megan Roberts, Kirsten Peterman gets to stand in the corner and wait. She was a part of the World Championship team in 2014. Has an outside shot of making this Olympic team. This is warm up for the second group. And we are ready to go here on floor. Kirsten Peterman from Revolutions Gymnastics. Two and a half twist punch front. A new trend in gymnastics, I guess, is looking at the judges, giving them a little wink. Simone Biles started that one. One and a half to full. See, the white flag is raised. 1/10 off of her score. Final pass, I bet you it's a double pike. Like many last passes in the world. Few small steps here and there. She does have great presence, though. Has really matured, looking very confident and comfortable out there on the competition floor. Megan Chant will be our next floor performer. And Megan is someone from a very young age. You can tell she was going to be a dynamic tumbler. Very, very powerful. It's hard to believe that she's already 19 years old. I can remember Megan when she was just a little junior, zipping across the floor, doing her full twisting double back. But what an experienced athlete. She was on the 2013, 14, and World teams and the 2014 Commonwealth Games team, as well as the 2015 Pan Am's team in Toronto. She said that experience was like nothing she's ever had in her life. Being able to compete in front of a Canadian crowd, being able to be a part of a team that won a silver medal, a huge highlight in her career. And as I mentioned earlier, she'll be heading to Florida and becoming a Gator. She's going to be chomping for the 2016 season, and I think she will fit in very well with that team, and she'll be a huge asset to them, especially on floor exercise and on vault. Megan's a very serious and focused competitor, but a lot of fun outside of the gym. Very, very outgoing, very personable. But when it comes time for competition, she turns into a warrior. I think the most important thing for all of these young ladies in this Olympic selection process is to remember that you just have to hit your routines. Just hit your routines and everything else will fall into place the way that it's supposed to. Here we go. Megan Chant on floor exercise. Excellent turn sequence. Double turn with the leg up into a double turn. Full twisting double back. So she went quite far across the floor on that. I've always liked watching Megan tumble, but I do have to say her choreography is a little bit uninspired. Great height on the double tuck. Oh, there we go. There's that double pike. She looks fit. She seems to be in a great headspace, seems very, very happy.
Okay, just a second.
And it looks like the next group is going to be coming to the floor for their warm-up. The groups are 8 big, and so they break them up into 2. At the Olympic Games, of course, 5 of these young ladies will be representing Canada. And at the Olympics, 5 will be a part of the team, 4 will compete on each apparatus, and 3 scores will count. National Director Dave Brubaker was telling me that every opportunity they have to test the group in that sort of Olympic style scenario, starting on balance beam, having smaller groups where it's recreating that scenario, they're going to take that opportunity. It's always fun to watch the warm-up. Everyone's got their different style. Again, if you are tweeting about the competition tonight, please use the hashtag GYMCDNChamps, Gym Canadian Champs. And if you want to follow along with the live scoring, you can go to my Twitter at Kyle Shu, and I've posted a bit.ly link. And I will do my best to give you scores throughout the night.
Thank you.
Score that I did not update you on is that of Isabella Anishko on the balance beam. And ladies and gentlemen, hold your breath. 15.1 on balance beam, 6.5 difficulty value. That is finals potential at World Championships and Olympic Games. So great job for her. Now, some scores on floor thus far. Shalyn Olsen is leading the party at 14.050. So that is the score to beat.
From Ontario, Sophia.
Victoria Wu scored a 13.325. 13.5 for Megan Chant. Kirsten Peterman was a 12.85. And Megan Roberts was a 12.475 with that unfortunate fall on her opening past the Arabian double front pike. Looks like we are ready to go. Judges have their hands up, saluting, signaling our first competitor on floor. Representing Nova Scotia, Halifax Alta Gymnastics, this is Ellie Black. Now there's a lot of gymnastics happening in this first pass. Something that Ellie has made world famous, and she's one of a handful of gymnasts to attempt it, to perform it. It's a 2.5 twist, step out through to the double tuck. Good for her. talked to Ellie earlier today, and she told me she's been struggling a bit with some ankle pain, but she has a plan to be in peak performance, peak form at those Rio Olympic Games. Has had a very busy season, lots of World Cups, World Championships. Toronto 2015, she's been on a high, so she has taken a break after the American Cup. Not a break from training, but a break from competition in order to recover her body and her mind. Another original pass, and it's getting better every time. That front full through to double pike. Wow. The crowd loves her. The whole Canadian contingent is very proud of Ellie's accomplishments. You can tell the athlete that wants to win. And that was a performance that told me I'm in this to win my 4th Canadian all-around title. Ellie is the quintessential team leader, always there for her teammates. All of them look up to her. She's their role model. And she takes a lot of pride in that role, and she takes it very seriously. Isabella Anishko. I'll go out on a limb and say the best gymnast ever from Manitoba. She's really made a name for herself, and something that not a lot of people know about Isabella is she wasn't the standout junior. She wasn't the individual that was earmarked for stardom and success from a very young age. She actually, her very first foray into the senior gymnastics scene on the high performance level was in 2014. Her first national championships was in 2013 when she was an open level athlete. And she's just really had a meteoric rise to the top. The hardest worker on the entire Canadian team. I would go out on a limb and say that. Her and Ellie Black are both extremely hard workers. Coach Laurie Henderson told me earlier today, Bella doesn't have a stop button. Coaches have to intervene. She will go forever. Working hard to clean up her form. Usually that double tuck is quite cowboyed. You see the knees are pulled in together. She's proving that. So light in her tumbling and in the way that she moves. And the highlight is definitely the flexibility. That last pass, double pike, big hop backwards. This year has been a really big coming out party for Isabella Anishko. A lot of eyebrows are raised. I hope those of you who are tuning in from around the world have her on your list of individual athletes that can make that top 10 at the Olympic Games in Rio in the all-around and have a potential for the balance beam final. This Canadian team has really come together. Lots of high fives. They are a very strong working unit. Everyone's there to support each other. Even though there's only 5 spots available on the Olympic team, they're all in it together. Next up on floor exercise, we have from the Calgary Gymnastics Center, Madison Kopiak. And Madison is one of those members that has some great experience. She was the alternate at the World Championships, was struggling with some injuries there, but she was a part of the Pan Am Games team, and she competed this year at the Glasgow World Cup. She's quite tall for a gymnast, but that length adds so much more beauty to her skills. I talked off at the top of the show about where she's going to contribute if she is a part of this Olympic team, and that is on the balance beam and the uneven bars. Floor exercise involved is all right for her, but floor exercise is not her strength. It's the routine she just wants to get through, and we all have one of those, unless you're Kohei Uchimura or Simone Biles.
Yeah. Tram complete. Double mini no.
I'll update you with a couple of scores here while we wait. Remember, you can follow along to the live scoring. There's a link on the gymcan.org website, or you can go to my Twitter at Kyle Shu and follow the bit.ly link.
After this rotation in women's gymnastics, there will be
Ellie Black scored a 14.3 with a difficulty value of 5.8. And Isabella Anishko score just came up at 13.975. So these two are in a head-to-head battle for the Canadian title. Great full twisting double back from Maddie Kopiak. Two and a half twister for the second pass.
Let's go, Maddie.
She's going to join the University of Washington. She's going to be a Husky in September. She's so consistent and so calm. I think that will be a great contribution to the Huskies. Last pass, bet you it's a double pike. You got it. Much improved on her tumbling. That full twisting double back to open was the best I've seen from her. Good redemption after falling off on the balance beam. Getting a big hug from teammate Sydney Solosky, who unfortunately didn't have a great day on the first day and didn't move forward to these finals. We're going to have a look back at some vaults here. This is Helody Siren. Oh, low landing on that full twisting Yurchenko. Oh, sorry. Front handspring, front pike, and she overcooks it. Not her night. And this is Shalyn Olsen, folks, and I've heard rumors that she might be trying the Aminar tonight. That 2.5 twisting Yurchenko. Oh, just the double twist today, but a very good Yurchenko double twist. And the second vault, which would put her in contention for a final, is the Yurchenko half on, tucked 1.5 off. I was having a conversation with Dave Brubaker the other day, and I think that she might be able to do that with legs straight. The Cheng, straight leg Cheng. And this is Claire Kaji, who represents Flicka Gymnastics. Full twisting Yurchenko. Not as much height as we'd like to see. And this is Megan Rutan from the Calgary Gymnastics Center. Yurchenko half-turn front layout reminiscent of the good old days in the mid-90s. I'll always remember when that was Shannon Miller's vault. It looks like tonight, folks, our last competitor on floor exercise was scheduled to be Brittany Rogers. But she is not going to be performing. She did floor exercise on night 1 in order to qualify to this second night, in order to be able to have another opportunity to earn some of those points towards the system that will choose the Olympics team. But she told me before this meet that she hasn't been training floor too much and has just sort of put a routine together that was enough to get her through in the all-around. She did score a 55 though, which is quite respectable. I have to say the Canadian women have a very strong team right now with great potential to come top 6, maybe even higher than that in the team final when it's 3 up, 3 count. You never know what's going to happen. But the Canadian women, led by Ellie Black and Isabella Nishko and Brittany Rogers, you know, they can piece together a very strong puzzle. And I think the Canadians are going to put up some really big scores on balance beam, especially balance beam, where there's potentially 2 finalists. So anything can happen at the Olympic Games, and the Canadian team is going to try to build that strongest team possible. I think that's the reason why Brittany Rogers isn't going to be doing floor exercise tonight. She knows that she's got to save her body. She's 22 years old. She's had a long season at the NCAA, and why risk it tonight? She has not really a great opportunity to win the all-around title, so focus on your strengths and save your body. There's 2 more months of hard work left. I'm just taking a look at the Twitter feed, folks, following that hashtag, GymCDNChamps. Lots of great feedback from all of you who are watching at home. Thank you for your wonderful feedback. And just answer a few questions. Canada's leaps, I would say Canada's leaps are improving, folks. The Canadian team has really put a focus now. They've solidified their difficulty, and they're really trying to improve that execution on their routines. They know that that's where they're going to make the gains. You can't compete against the U.S. in terms of difficulty. You can't compete against China or Russia, but hey, or Great Britain. But if you have the cleanest routines and the best leaps with the straightest legs and the most pointed toes, and you can stick all of your landings, well, it could be a bad day for one of those best teams, and it could be a great day for Canada. Well, we're going to be moving to our 3rd rotation here, and when the athletes rotate, I'd like to take a moment to thank all of our sponsors. Hopefully there's a few of you left to listen to this. You haven't run for a bathroom break or to grab a glass of water. Our bronze level sponsors we've already thanked, and Gymnastics Canada has some very important sponsors. Gym Nova, and Spieth Anderson, Inspire Sport, Jaguar, Adidas, Own the Podium, Sport Canada, and BMO Bank of Montreal. A big thank you as well to the title sponsor of these 2016 Canadian Gymnastics Championships, Global News. The 2016 Global News Canadian Championships have been wonderful thus far. And I will be back doing some live commentary on our next two apparatus in just a couple of minutes.
Best show of the night, the Dynamos!
All right, folks, back to our coverage here. I'll update you on a few things. After two rotations, Shalyn Olsen and Isabella Anishko are tied for first place with a 29.075. Ellie Black is right behind them in striking distance at 28.7. And we have two apparatus left to go, two of which are Ellie Black's strength, the vault, and Isabella Anishko's strength, the uneven bars. And Shalyn Olsen is heading on over to perhaps two of her weaknesses, the uneven bars and balance beam. So I think things could change tonight, but what I'm really paying attention to is the battle for first place that I think is going to ensue between Ellie Black and Isabella Anishko. Also, it's important to pay attention to the apparatus scores and the apparatus placings. And again, you can follow the scores if you go to gymcan.org. There's a click through to the links. And you can follow the scores, or you can give me a little follow on Twitter at Kyle Shu, KYLESHEW, and I've put a link to a bit.ly that will take you directly to the results. That was Kirsten Peterman on vault. She's currently sitting in 8th place. And from my understanding, the top 8 here in the all-around will move forward to the Olympic trials, and then another 4 based on selection from the National Committee, including Dave Brubaker, who is the National Program Director. Megan Chant of World Class Gymnastics, getting ready for her chance at the vault. In the past, she has performed 2 vaults, has made vault finals on numerous occasions at world level meets. Such a powerful run. Great block. Oh, excellent. The full twisting layout Sukahara, reminiscent of Mary Lou Retton, performed that vault, believe it or not, 32 years ago to win the Olympic gold medal. You might notice a mat in for the landings here or there, and it's acceptable here at the Canadian Championships. We want to keep these ladies healthy. Those hard landings are what really take a toll on the body. It's pounding on those joints. And by the time you get to the Olympic Games, you're held together by tape. So the national program wants to try to avoid that. So therefore, these women can use a mat on the landings if they so choose. It's been very impressive to watch the rise of David Kikuchi there on the right of your screen. As a coach, he's really transitioned into the coaching role with an amazing seamlessness. He's played a big part in Ellie Black's success. And Ellie Black here, an Olympic finalist on the vault, ready to go. The vault should be the front handspring, front layout with a full twist. She has done it before with a 1.5 twist, but this seems to be her most consistent vault. And she is looking red hot. That vault has improved since the Pan Am Games. She was piking it down a bit last year. In the air, there was a bit of piked form in the hips, but now she seems to really have figured out how to extend it. Ellie recently received a great honor of being a part of a team of athletes that will receive some funding from HBC, Hudson's Bay Company. She's gonna get a little bit of extra incentive and extra help to pay for her training and her living expenses. One of the things I really admire about Ellie is her commitment to Canada, and she stayed in Canada in Halifax at the same club for her entire career, and she also attends the Dalhousie University, although this year she is taking the year off to focus on the Olympic Games. She'll be performing 2 vaults here tonight. Last night she just did a simple half on, half off. Oh, tonight she does the 1.5. Ellie Black is looking so good. And she still has a couple months to get into that peak form. I was talking to Elia earlier in the week, and she's inspired by all of the gymnasts that are continuing to achieve success in their mid to late 20s and their early 30s, like Daniela Hippolito, and also, geez, in their 40s, like Oksana Chusovitina. I don't know if she aims to go that far, but the door is really open. No longer is this sport a sport for 14, 15, 16-year-olds. This is a sport where women 18, 19, 20, up into their mid-20s are achieving great success and really coming into their own. Ellie's hanging out at the back of the vault runway there, cheering on teammate Isabella, known as Bella on the Canadian scene. Don't know how many gym fans know this, but you get to run 25 meters towards that vaulting table, and each gymnast has it calculated out to the centimeter. When I was a gymnast, I ran 24 meters, 0.65 centimeters. You get that run down and you can feel it. It's a sixth sense inside of you. You really know where you are as you run and approach the vault. You know if you're gaining the right speed at the right time. Gymnasts have an incredible spatial awareness. It's always interesting when you are at the Olympic Games or World Championships where you're on a podium and there's a camera that chases you down, and on the podium you always run a little bit faster than you do on the cement ground just because of the airiness underneath the podium. So your first couple vaults, you always feel like you're running in slow motion. And when you look back at tape, you're running at your normal speed, but you get used to it pretty quick. There's another element and factor that a lot of people don't consider. It's the height of the ceiling in a gym. You get a lot of your spatial awareness based on perception of where the lights are in the ceiling. So the first time you do release moves on uneven bars or on the high bar, for example, your first time you see the ceiling, if it's really high, you feel totally out of your own skin. But quickly you learn those key points that you have to look at in order to be in that right spot. Just a little factoid for you. All right, Isabella Anishko chasing a national title, chasing a spot on that Olympic team and getting ready for her vault. It's upgraded this year, folks. This is a Yurchenko double twist. Slightly awkward on the landing. Unfortunately, today we don't have the replay capability, but I'd like to say she needs a bit more height off the table and get into that twist a little bit quicker. She's still twisting as she comes down to the ground. But going from a full twist to the double twist, that's increased her difficulty score significantly, and that's allowed her to be in this new position of leader heading into the second to final rotation. Oh. All right, we're going to head over to the uneven bars where we get a chance to see Rose Wu. And this happened earlier in the evening. We're showing you that she had a lot of struggles on night one. Great height and amplitude on the Tkachev. She's got excellent lines. Hitting nice handstands. Those judges are looking for that. I love the transition from low bar to high bar with keeping the legs together. It's unique. She has done a double front pike dismount from the uneven bars. Let's see if she does it today. Well, the simple double tuck, but much better than night one. She's going to feel a lot of redemption. Again, if you're interested in watching the men's competition, it is actually over now. Just took a peek over my shoulder here. But the trampoline competition also is concluded. We have the junior women competing here tonight as well, and we have live streaming from Sport Canada TV on the junior women as well. No commentary for that. But we're getting ready for an even bars routine here from Shallon Olsen. Looks like Alex Bard, Canadian gymnastics coaching legend, is in helping her tonight. Unfortunately, her coach, Vladimir Lashin, couldn't travel here. Those coaches work hard moving those boards around. That's how they keep their muscles big. Getting a final spray of water on the bars to make that grip just right. Shallon Olsen. Shallon's had huge expectations on her shoulders. She really made her big splash when she was 11 years old at the Canada Winter Games, and since then she's been performing a Yurchenko double twist. A lot of people on the gym tournet have been talking about her potential. And I have to say, Shallon does not have the cleanest form. That is an area she does struggle with. She has a lot of trick, but the execution is not as clean as one would hope. But a hit routine from her. She has a lot of potential to make this Olympic team based on her vault and her floor exercise. The team, in my belief, is going to be comprised of 3 members who can do all 4 of the events, 2 members who can do all 4, 1 member who can do 3, and then 2 members who are going to do 2 of the apparatus.
How are you, Laura? Good, thanks. Are your parents here? Are your parents here? Your dad and moms, are they here? No. Well, say hi for me to them.
Look at here at Brittany Rogers on the vault, warming up. She is so powerful. She competed the double twisting Yurchenko a few times this year in the NCAA. Scored a perfect 10, in fact. Gone are the days in the elite side of the sport where a perfect 10. But you can still get a perfect 10 in the execution field, although we haven't seen that since this new scoring system has come out. Looking very focused here tonight, calming her nerves, visualizing. She knows this vault is a very important event for her. Again, she was a finalist at the Olympic Games in 2012. Placed 7th there with a Yurchenko double twist and a half on front layout, half off. Laid out Podkopaeva, I believe. Let me know if that's wrong, because I will correct myself. Ah, nice. 1.5 twisting Yurchenko from Madison Kopiec, and she's just saluting everybody. Looks like Brittany Rogers is next to go. There's been a noticeable change in Brittany Rogers since the 2012 Olympic Games. She's a lot more mature, a lot more present. And she says that in 2012, she was making that bid for the Olympic Games for herself, but also for her coaches, for her, all those people, her parents, all those people that contributed. And this time she's doing it for herself. She wants to, she's got more gymnastics left, and she wants to see if she can take on that challenge. She's got a lot of fans. You see all the young gymnasts videoing. This is a big vault. It's the Yurchenko double twist, one of the best in the world. Excellent lens, standing straight up. Just the slide back. There's been video of her performing the Aminar, the Yurchenko with a 2.5 twist. I don't think she'll be performing that at the Olympics or here. She's gonna pull a solid for the team and stick with the double twisting Yurchenko, the one she knows she can hit. Has had a whirlwind. Has had a whirlwind of a year. Competing basically every weekend, and made a decision last fall to stay in Calgary and train for the World Championships, where she was a huge contributor to the Canadian team and their 6th place finish in that team final. It was a huge relief for the Canadian women to get their automatic berth and automatic qualification to the Olympic Games. Unlike the men, who had to go to the test event and try to compete for their spot amongst those final 4 that got their spots at the Olympic test event. Unfortunately for the men, that didn't work out. They were 8th place after a disaster of a performance, as they put it. Brittany is studying journalism at the University of Georgia. She has 1 more year of school left. She won't be competing in gymnastics, but there is the opportunity for her to potentially join the team as a volunteer coach. But I was talking to her earlier in the week, and she told me that she's really focused right now on the Olympic Games, and she's going to make some decisions after she knows what's happening with that as to where her future will go. Will she make this team? I think she's got a great shot. And I think it's because of this vault and her uneven bars. Not too sure why this is taking so long. The deductions were pretty clear. There was a large step back. A bit of lack of height on that first vault, but all right, here we go. Second vault. From a different family, she's going to do a round off onto that board, half turn on, and a front flip in the laid out position with a half twist. Watch this. Excellent. And our last vaulter tonight is Rose Wu. Our second to last vaulter tonight, sorry. Rose Wu. We're going to have Megan Roberts closing out the vault party. Or, sorry, this is Victoria Wu. And she will be performing the Yurchenko with a full twist in the laid out position. Represents Gym Richelieu, coached by Michelle Charon, who has had many a great Canadian gymnastics star. I think that Victoria has an outside shot for that Olympic team. She has proven in the past that she can be reliable and she peaks at the big competitions. But here at the Canadian Championships, she hasn't had the best performance. Full twisting laid out Yurchenko. Small bounce back.
It's the best I can do.
Little slow motion. I love doing technical analysis this way. See, those shoulders need to be a little more open to get a bit more pop off the table, but that is a pretty decent vault from Victoria Wu.
I like it. I love this.
Now Megan Roberts trains at East York Gymnastics along with Lawson Hammer and Lisa Cohen. And like I've been saying all night, she is an all-around gymnast. She had that unfortunate mistake on the floor exercise, but vault is one of her strengths. She does a very flighty Yurchenko double twist. She's got deceiving power. Oh, a couple shuffles back. Just 15 years old. She has a very bright future, and she'll be a Georgia Gym Dog in 2018.
It is my pleasure to introduce to you our VIPs for this award ceremony. 4 times.
She's very slight in stature,
Please welcome
but has this very quick twitch and can explode from the springboard onto the table.
President
And
Chief
great air
Executive
sense.
Officer of Gymnastics Canada. Président et chef de la direction de Gymnastics Canada, Mr. Peter Nicol.
That was Megan Rattan
President of
on
Capital
bars.
City Gymnastics Center.
Just got to see her dismount.
Gymnastics Capital City, Lance Armstrong. Tumbling senior female. Tumbling women's senior category. Cinquième, fifth. Representing Ontario, Houston Brown. Quatrième, fourth. Representing Alberta, Erin Templeton. Troisième et médaillé de bronze, third and bronze medalist. From Quebec, Raphaël.
Well, we have a moment here, folks. I'm going to give you an update on the live
Deuxième
scores.
et médaillé d'argent, second and silver medalist. Du Québec, Nora Abouraja.
Unfortunately, my internet just kicked me out, so I do have to re-log in.
Championne canadienne. First gold medalist and Canadian champion. From Ontario, Jordan Sugren.
Again, if you're following along at home, you can go to my Twitter, @KyleShu, and you can pull up a link for the live scoring, and you can also use the hashtag GYMCDNChamps in order to be a part of the conversation. If you have any questions, any comments, any concerns, use that hashtag and I will do my best to answer your questions. All right, getting ready for uneven bars. This is Emily Dumont.
Félicitations, mademoiselle. Congratulations. Good job. One more time. Tumbling senior masculine. Senior men's tumbling. Quatrième.
All right, to give you some quick scores here while we wait for Emily to go on the vault. Megan Chan 14.1, Kirsten Peterman 14.2, Ellie Black 14.75, Isabella Anishko just edges her out with a 14.8. Madison Kopiak has a 14.4 for her 1.5 twisting Yurchenko. Brittany Rogers a 14.8. Carbon copy of Isabella Anishko, and Victoria Kayamwu 13.9. Megan Roberts 14.55. Here we go, Emily Dumont.
Gold medalist and Canadian champion, John.
Beautiful lines. Look at that toe point. Slight separation on the legs on the swing back. Interesting skill. Nice hecht over the top. Winding up for the big dismount. That is a double layout. Can everybody on the team get that toe point, please? That is amazing.
Merci, messieurs. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Trampoline, women's senior category. Trampoline individuelle, catégorie senior femme. 6e, 6th. Representing Ontario, Bronte, Dundas.
This is a look at Sabrina Gill.
Du Québec,
Getting ready for uneven bars, and it's a routine that's pretty critical for her here tonight. Sabrina will be heading to the NCAA, University of Oregon. Oregon State, I believe.
From Ontario, Samantha Sandell.
Trains at Manjax Gymnastics, and bars is her forte. If there's a apparatus where she can make an impact, this is definitely it.
Representing Ontario, Samantha Smith. Première, médaillée d'or et championne canadienne. First, gold medalist and Canadian champion. From Ontario, Rosie McLennan.
So far, top two are Isabella Anishko, who's sitting at 43.875. Her next event is the uneven bars, her best event where she can score 14 plus. So she could be in the 58s today, folks, which makes her world class. 58 score, I think, is going to be top 10 at the Olympic Games. Ellie Black is sitting at a 43.450. Just trailing Isabella Anishko, and trailing Ellie Black is Shalyn Olsen, who's a 1.5 behind at 41.925. Megan Chant is sitting in fourth at the current moment with 43.1. Rose Kayang Wu is having a much better day today, 41.025. Megan Roberts, with that unfortunate fall on the floor, put her back into sixth place. She has a 40.750. Sabrina Gill on the uneven bars.
6e, 6th, du Québec, Lily-Claire Major-Varano.
Great quality to her work.
Du Québec, Laurie Chartrand.
Great hip extension, huge difficulty, nice combination there. Working these bars, watch how good she pulls down in the bottom. She really is a swinger. Big dismount left, let's see if she has the endurance. Double layout. Good hip bar routine for Sabrina Gill.
Deuxième et médaillée d'argent, second and silver medalist. Representing Ontario, Jensen Celentano. Première, médaillée d'or et championne canadienne. First, gold medalist.
Sabrina has been struggling over the past year with injuries, and
Sophia Moisa.
at last year's national championships, she was ready to compete and then suffered a small injury. There, nice look at the Jaeger. She did catch close to the bar. That will be a large deduction from those judges. They don't miss that when you almost eat the bar. But check this out. Nice combination. Right into the pack salto. Slight leg separation, but very smooth transition. And the dismount. cranks this double layout around. Those arms are nice and out to the side. Can't ask for a much better landing than that.
Merci, mademoiselle. Thank you very much, ladies. Good job. Come back next year.
Big crowd here. Such a giant venue. See those flags there, folks? The Canadian flag and the Alberta flag. Those took nearly 4 hours to get up. There's a baby, a future gymnast, perhaps. Hey, no shoes, no shirt, no service, baby.
Third and the bronze medalist, representing Ontario, Sarah.
At the bottom of your screen is Marissa Dick. She'll be representing Trinidad and Tobago at the Olympic Games.
Second and silver medalist, representing
Trains in
Ontario.
Edmonton at the Capital City Gymnastics Club. And the Capital City Gymnastics Club has done a wonderful job putting this together. Amazing volunteers. Amazing group of volunteers here. And overall, the impression from all the athletes, coaches, officials, judges that I've talked to are this is a wonderful Canadian Championships. It's been in Ottawa for the past couple of years, and Alberta has really embraced the championship. And we still have competitors to go on balance beam for the junior women, so getting some crowd shots. People turn so weird when the camera is on them, hey? Go Saskatchewan! Well, while we wait for the next rotation of senior women, I'm going to take a quick break. I'll give you an update on the senior women's scores before we do so. We have one rotation left to go. But as of right now,
Merci, mademoiselle. Thank you very much, ladies. Sorry,
pardon the break here. A little updating. Okay, in the all-around, first place is still Isabella Onishko, 43.875. Ellie Black sits in second, 43.45. Shalyn Olsen, 41.925. Megan Chant is making a run for that Olympic team in fourth place, 41.3. Rose Kang-woo is 41.025. Sabrina Gill has moved up to sixth place after 3 rotations with a 40.950. Megan Roberts is sitting in seventh with a 40.750. Kirsten Peterman, eighth place with a 40.475. Madison Kopiak, unfortunately, had the fall from balance beam, but she's sitting at 40.425. There's a lot of these ladies sitting in that 40.425 through to 41.025 range. Heladi Seren is sitting in 10th place. Megan Rutan, 11th. Emily Dumont is in 12th. Victoria Kayamu not having a great night, sitting in 13th place. And 14th is Marjorie Bastien. We have Claire Cadgy in 15th, and Brittany Rogers, because she didn't compete in floor exercise, is at 28.275, sitting in 16th. But she will be selected to go to that Olympic selection camp. And just to put it into perspective, Brittany has a 28.275. If she would have competed on floor and scored a 13, which is more than capable for her, she would be sitting right now up in the top 5. So while we wait for the next rotation to get underway and the warm-up is happening, please keep tweeting using the hashtag GYMCDNChamps. And follow the live scoring. You can get that link from my Twitter at Kyle Shu. There's a bit.ly link. All right, we'll be back in a few moments. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you in a few.
We will still have one more award to give, but these guys are not ready yet, so we'll do it just a little bit later.
And we are back with our live coverage of the 2016 Global News Canadian Championships. And this is Ellie Black on the uneven bars. Fingertip control, fighting. Oh, she is so strong. She can pull it back up, but a slight hesitation there. She has been, she has been struggling on bars here at the Canadian Championships. Did fall, on the day one on Wednesday night. Oh, she opened the door. So close to Isabella Onishko, head to head. You see,
Excuse-moi.
she is not happy. Ellie is a very fierce competitor, but bars is not her forte. And sometimes if she runs into trouble, she doesn't have the ability to do that quick thinking. Her routine is so perfectly catered to her strengths. She has that nice big release combination and this excellent dismount, but she'll be looking in the next 2 months to solidify and make that routine a lot more consistent. When she hits, it's great. When she falls, it kind of all falls apart. Of course, she may not get credit for that pack salto, although she did land technically under the bar, so then she did swing under the bar, but we'll see what the judges do. Fingers are sore after catching that first release skill with her fingertips. You know, this could play out in Ellie Black's favor, though. She is Canada's most well-known gymnast. And going into the Olympic Games now, potentially as the underdog behind Isabella Onishko, could alleviate some of the pressure and allow her to really just focus on her preparation and not the expectation. And Isabella Onishko, what a great story. She has risen to the top of Canadian gymnastics over the past couple of years. Was not a part of the junior high performance scene nor the novice high performance. Just one of those athletes that had a lot of talent and potential and has worked very hard over the past few years to hone it. She made a decision that she wanted to be a great gymnast, and that decision has really paid off. The 2014 Commonwealth Games, she was a very inexperienced gymnast, inexperienced competitor, and you could see it. But now, with 2 more years of experience, she is looking so solid. Bella has excellent lines. Watch the hip line. She opens those hips, and she's worked so hard on squeezing her legs together during all of these pirouetting skills and the casta handstands. Excellent, right on the free hip to Kachev. Oh, legs come apart slightly on the pack salto. Nice transition here from low bar to high. Just the dismount left, and we will have a new Canadian champion. One giant into the double front. There, folks, is your 2016 Global News Canadian champion. What a great message to send just 2 months before the Rio Olympic Games. Coach Dave Kikuchi and Lori Henderson have been on the floor with these athletes at the World Championships, at the Pan Am Games, and I believe that those two will be your coaches on the floor at the Olympic Games if all goes according to plan and everyone can stay healthy. An important routine coming up for Madison Kopiec. Last event of the day, she did have that fall on balance beam, and as I've been mentioning, her key events are balance beam and the uneven bars. Tonight, she needs to do herself some favors here on the uneven bars, and she needs to nail this routine out of the park and make national director, national coach David Brubaker not be able to turn an eye, not be able to turn his head. He has to take Madison Kopiec into consideration. She's a very tall gymnast, has a different build than a lot of the other competitors here from Canada. Stands about 5'5". And she can use that to her advantage and make her lines really long. When you're tall and you do it, it looks that much better. Routine starts off right off the top with a big release, huge airtime on that. Nice piked Jaeger. New release skill for her. Oh, very flighty on the pack salto. She was 2 feet higher than anybody else. Had airtime to spare. Looking good here. And just her dismount left. The hard part of the routine is done. Full twisting, double back, and she puts a stamp on it. Bingo. Couldn't have been much better than that. That is tenacity. Start the day off with a bad performance on the balance beam, but bring it to the end. She'll be thrilled with that. You won't see her smile, though. I'm sure she's very serious. On the screen, you may recognize that young lady in the black shirt. That is Kate Richardson, one of Canada's greatest Olympians ever. 2000 and 2004 Olympian, 2004 Olympic floor finalist, 2002 Commonwealth Games champion, and she is here in a capacity as a physiotherapist. So Kate went to UCLA, graduated, did her master's in physiotherapy, and now working out of Calgary, specifically with gymnasts and other athletes. So if you know anyone in Calgary who's an athlete who needs some great physiotherapists, Kate Richardson, she's your girl. Brittany Rogers putting the chalk on the grips. This is her last routine at perhaps her last Canadian Championships, unless she decides to continue on with her career. You never know. She may just choose to continue competing. She's in great shape. Very focused, very mentally strong at this point in her career. And she swings like nobody else. I would say one of the greatest Canadian swingers ever. Such a natural bars worker. I remember when she was a novice, a junior athlete, junior level, she could just swing so confidently. Her ginger back in the day was so confident. And now she's got a jam-packed routine, a bucket full of tricks. This is big gymnastics. All right, Brittany Rogers, last routine of the day on bars. Beautiful straddled Jaeger. She's got a big release series coming up here on the high bar. Toe on, full turn. Right into the toe on. Tkachev, catches too far away, but has learned to continue on. That does not feel good on the old knees when you scrape them across the mat like that, but she is going. Big dismount, the double layout, takes it to the stick. She was too far away on the pack salto. This is a great look at the dismount after that mistake. Dials it in, comes up with a stick. She doesn't have to be concerned or worried. I believe she will be moving on to those trials in Gatineau, where she'll have another opportunity to hit 2 more bar routines. We have one more group of gymnasts to warm up and compete on the bars. This is a look at Claire Kaji, represents Flicka Gymnastics. Her brother is also a competitive gymnast who's competing here in the junior category. Not in contention for one of those Olympic spots, but has been on the Canadian gymnastics team for quite some time. It's very difficult to have longevity in this sport, and she's managed to find a way. Getting prepared for her NCAA career with that head back on the landing. And the warm-up continues on bars, and while we watch the warm-up, I'm going to update you on some scores. While I figure out how to use this app, we're going to go back to balance beam, an important routine for us here tonight. This is Shallon Olsen on balance beam. We've seen her on all the other events. She did struggle big time on night 1, scored in the 11s. Big test for her. Find on balance beam, she's either hot or she's cold. She's either on or she's off. Front layout. Hesitation before the jump. She will not get connection for those 2 skills. I would love to see her refine the execution. If you watch the knees and the toes, there's a bit of sloppiness, but that was a big series back handspring layout. Switch half. She's got a fighter's spirit here tonight. Head back on the switch ring. Nice, Anodi fights to keep it on. Solid on the illusion turn. Now, vault and floor are the areas where she's going to make a contribution to this Canadian team. But National Team Program Director Dave Brubaker is always watching and definitely needs to have a person that can step in and perform if there's an injury or if something happens. So that routine will do Shallon some favors. A few slight mistakes, but overall, she stayed on much better than night 1. Warm-up is still going on here on uneven bars. This is Megan Rutan. Represents the Calgary Gymnastics Center. Sky high on the dismount. Wow, excellent double pike. I love to see it when a gymnast lands with their chest straight up and they're not pulling and cranking, trying to avoid landing on their head, but when they land nice and strong, standing up, full confidence. Our last group is getting ready for the uneven bars, and I do have the scores up for the all-around. In first place, and the score to beat, a big 58.550. To put that into perspective, that score would have her in the top 8, I believe top 6 at the World Championships. That is huge. Ellie Black with that unfortunate fall from uneven bars of 56.5. Shalyn Olsen, 55.00, sitting in third. Madison Kopiak, 54.7, is sitting in fourth place. We have Helodie Sarin at 52.225. Brittany Rogers with her 3 events is 41.775, and we have a handful of athletes who are still to go on either the bars or the balance beam.
On the bars, Megan Roberts.
On the bars, Megan Roberts from East York Gymnastics. Excellent height on the Jaeger. That was whistle worthy. Excellent and smooth transition. Nice connections. Oh, she's a great bar swinger. That length really adds a lot of dynamic elements to her routine. Scoops through with no tap on the dismount. She did land that over-rotated on night 1, so can't ask for a much better bar routine than that.
Oh yeah, she did. Sage Urban. Almost sleeping.
Kirsten Peterman chalking up. She's had a pretty decent night.
That's it. Kirsten Peterman. Who's next on B? Marjorie Sebastien.
Of course, as I've been talking about all night, kind of have a couple competitors that a lot of people are believing are locks for the team, and that is Ellie Black, Isabella Anishko, and Brittany Rogers. And then, of course, I think Shallon Olsen has really shown that she's a vault and floor exercise specialist. They do need to put her on the team because she has that potential to make a vault final. If she can continue to prove herself, I believe she's going to have a great shot. And then there's an open spot and someone who needs to be that uneven bars and balance beam specialist. Who could that be? Is it Megan Roberts? Is it Kirsten Peterman? Is it Madison Kopiak? Is it Sabrina Gill? All I know is the Canadian team is going to be very strong in Rio if everyone can continue over the next 2 months to stay healthy. This is Marjorie Bastien. She's getting ready for balance beam, and tonight is taking a while for the scores to come up, and I think the big reason for that is there's a lot on the line. This is Olympic trials are on the line, a spot on that Olympic team, the Olympic points for that selection committee. So the judges are definitely taking their time to come up with proper scores. Very quick in all of her movements. Supersonic speed. Getting set up for a big acrobatic series here. The back handspring through to the layout. Very common one in today's gymnastics world. Oh, interesting. She holds on to her legs on that side summary right until both her feet are on. All right, we are switching over to uneven bars here. This is Kirsten Peterman. So far, the first half of her routine is going very well. She had a ginger between the bars. Those legs are glued together. She is rock solid. Oh, misses the handstand on that giant full. The big dismount, the Arabian double front. The Fontaine. Well, she came in, she did her job. I believe that she's punched a ticket to that Olympic selection camp. Megan Chant getting prepared for her bar routine. Not her forte. But an event that she'll be looking to nail out of the park tonight to maximize her potential. She is sitting in great position heading in to this final apparatus. She's had a good night tonight. She's a seasoned competitor. She is a veteran. She knows how to deliver when it comes time. But like many floor and vault specialists, uneven bars has been her nemesis. She doesn't have that natural swing that we see from someone like Brittany Rogers or Sabrina Gill. Isabella Anishko for another example. All right, time for Megan Chant on the uneven bars. She's worked hard to improve her lines. See nice extension through from the toes to the wrist. Very far off on that handstand. I was talking to the judges earlier, and that's one thing that they are always looking for is within that 10 degrees. Very powerful on the free hip. Two giants into the full twisting double back. Twist like a cat. Great air sense. Always finds the floor. Today, good day for Megan Chant. Nice look at her dismount here. The head is a little bit out. That full twist happens and right before, almost before the double flip.
Only one more cover tonight. Seulement une dernière finaliste ce soir. And then a 2-hour awards. And that's it for awards?
An update on the results. Isabella Nishko still leads, obviously. She's untouchable. Almost 2 points ahead of Ellie Black. Shalyn Olsen, Megan Roberts, Madison Kopiak, Sabrina Gill is in 6th place. Kirsten Peterman is in 7th. Victoria Kayamu is in 8th place, and we have Helody Sarin is in 9th. Megan Rutan is in 10th at this moment. Marjorie Bastien is in 11th, and Claire Kadji is sitting in 12th. Brittany Rogers is in 13th. Of course, she didn't compete on the floor exercise. Megan Chant still waiting on her score, as is Rose Kayamu and Emily Dumont.
Play it backward. I could do that. I know. Smile. Oops. Smile, you're on TV.
Shalyn Olsen had a much better day today than she did, and she's currently sitting in 3rd place. She can make this all-around podium.
Au sol, on the floor, dernière participante du Québec, Megan Phillips.
Shalyn is the leader on vault. Brittany Rogers is 2nd. Ellie Black is 3rd. Isabella Nishko 4th on the vault. On the uneven bars, currently, if you're looking at the scores, Isabella Nishko is 1st, 14.675. Madison Kopiak is 2nd. 3rd is Megan Roberts. Rose Kayan Wu is 4th. Kayan Wu is sitting in 5th. Sabrina Gill is in 6th. Beam. 1st place is Isabella Nishko, 15.1. Ellie Black, 14.4. Megan Roberts, 13.725. Megan Chant is 13.7. And floor exercise. Current leader, Ellie Black, 14.3. Shalyn Olsen, 14.050. And Isabella Nishko, 13.975. And when you're the Canadian National Director and you're looking to put your team together, you're looking for those who are in the top 3. The reason you're doing that is because in that team final, which is Canada's goal, is to make that top 8 and to go into the team final, you want 3 good scores that are going to count. Not 3 good scores, you want 3 great scores. And at the Olympic Games, there's 5 on a team, 4 go on each event, and 3 scores count. So you need to really be looking at that magic number of 3. You don't want to take your person who's 4th, 5th, best on the event. You want to take your top 3 and then take someone who is good enough to be able to get a score in case one of your best make a mistake. It's a lot of mathematics and juggling.
Stay with us. Il y aura certainement une nouvelle remise de médailles pour cette compétition senior et junior organisée depuis le Gymnastics.
All right. All right, well, that concludes our coverage of the 2016 Canadian Gymnastics Championships, the Global News Canadian Gymnastics Championships, and I'm going to give you an update quickly on scores as they come in here. We'll go to the all-around. Tonight is New Life. So, first place in the all-around, new Canadian champion, Isabella Anishko from Brandon Eagles Gymnastics in Manitoba, 58.550. Folks, keep your eyes on Isabella Anishko as we head into the Olympic Games. Ellie Black, Canada's star gymnast, is in second place. She scored a 56.650. In third place, Shalyn Olsen makes it onto the podium. Her first senior medal at the Canadian Gymnastics Championships. Fourth place, Megan Roberts, 54.950. Madison Kopiak, fifth place. Sabrina Gale, sixth. Kirsten Peterman, 7th. Victoria Kayamwu is 8th. Elodie Seren is 9th. Megan Rutan, 10th. Oh, I'm still waiting for scores, folks. I am giving you false information. If you would like to look at the final scores, we have our top 3. That is Shalyn Olsen in 3rd, Ellie Black in 2nd, and Isabella Anishko in 1st. If you'd like scores for all of our other competitors, please go to the gymcan.org website and follow the links. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Kyle Schufelt. Thank you for being with us today. Remember, tomorrow at 2 o'clock, we will have the men's senior apparatus finals where Scott Morgan, Jackson Payne, Hugh Smith, Ken Ikeda, and others will challenge for that one spot that Canada has to the Olympic Games. On behalf of the entire team here and all of those at Sport Canada TV and Gymnastics Canada and the Capital City Gymnastics Club, thank you for joining us, and we look forward to having you back tomorrow.